seen that one yet.
It's actually a pretty good email, so,
Oh, good.
very good email.
I'll take that.
Yep.
I'll take that.
They finished up with, again, we thank everyone at ACSA for your consideration of the inspection report. They said, we appreciate your detailed response. That's a good thing, Mr. Brown.
For what?
EPA inspection.
For what?
Our detailed response, they appreciate our detailed response.
For EPA?
And
For,
thank,
for the what?
well, they came on December the 3rd and did an inspection, and they gave us a laundry list, and you replied back and said, we're gonna take care of it this way, and this is
Yep.
it.
Good, good, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
We just applied for DCR grant to expand the Cerro Christian Trail, which is where y'all work in the streaming revitalization.
I
So
figured,
what that would do if we get it is it would finish the trail all the way to the end of our property line. So
that's cool.
we applied today for that grant for the Cerro Christian Trail. Leslie hit submit like within the hour. So thanks for your help on that.
No problem.
We're looking forward to getting that thing at least completed as far as we have authority to take it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great. And they whacked just a little bit, probably 100 yards of riprap to finish up that part, and then we're gonna start on the roadway and start in the culvert stuff. It's on my consent agenda to get that approved.
Awesome. Thank you.
We try.
We're making a lot of progress on there now. And really you catapulted us to that point, so that bridge is a huge gap for us that we couldn't easily get to.
Well, when I walked through there and I saw my pipeline on top of the ground.
Oh, you got us in a place where we're in striking distance. And then one day, maybe the leagues will say, you know what, we really want to do this for the county. And then we'll apply for more grants.
Sounds good.
and hopefully by then, the action items,
Yes,
they'll be
they
here.
should be here.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Amherst County Service Authority. Let the record reflect, it is May 5th, 2026, and it is 1:34. Our first item of business is the approval of the agenda. Are there any questions, concerns, additions, or deletions?
Move to approve the agenda.
There's a motion on the floor. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next, we'll go to citizen comments.
No citizens have signed up.
No citizens, I don't see any citizens, so we'll go ahead and move on from there and go to our consent agenda. Are there any questions regarding the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Motion on the floor by Mr. Perro. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, so next we have the ACSA approval for advertising of the public hearing for June 2nd, 2026 for rate adjustments. Mr. Costello.
Yes. Make sure I can hit the buttons correctly here. At the last meeting, I gave an overview of the budget where we came up with what our goals were. These were the policies I be emphasizing those that the authority has. I learned some of these things as I was preparing for that last meeting, just to make sure we were doing things correctly. These are our current debt obligations, and I want to point out that we are down from $21 million down to $8.9 million current remaining balance on our debts. We have 3 debt issues out there, or 4 debt issues. 3 that are under the authority directly, and 1 is as part owner of the city of Lynchburg. That is our portion of that debt.
Mr. Costello, just a quick question.
Sure.
That's regarding the sewer facility in Lynchburg?
Yes, it's the wastewater treatment facility.
So as far as how you get that information or when they decide to do upgrades or things of that nature, how does that operate?
Every other month, we have a meeting of the leaders of the utilities that are the owners of that facility, and go over things together, and they provide us with the information to make sure that we don't have any concerns. John Rosser, who is their financial person, every month, every meeting provides us with where they are with their budget and what the capital needs are going to be, and so we can forecast that.
And those capital needs are split upon the amount of capacity each one of you hold?
That is correct.
Thank you.
But I see this as very good news compared to where we were a month ago. Again, these are the goals that were approved. Here is the overall operating budget, and there's a slight change in expenses, actually went down about $1,000. Going through it for quality control, found a couple of cells that had the wrong formulas in them. We got that corrected and all of that. Here is our billed consumption, showing where we're continuing to trend up. And in my information packet, there's another trend showing our water withdrawal, and it mirrors it very closely.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Actually, it's not a question. It's mostly germane to this. Is it possible at all to bring this graph back at some point? I know this is your monthly billed consumption.
That is
Can you
correct.
track your monthly, or I guess, basically what your plant effluent is?
I mean, what our withdrawal?
No. What's your plant, how much water are you producing at the plant? How much is going through, there's a meter is there a meter at the end of the plant?
Yes,
Or some of your effluent,
Yeah.
your filter effluents?
where our potable water goes to the distribution system, yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that.
So what that would tell us is just the difference between the amount of water that we're producing that's leaving the plant and the amount that is being sold, and the rest is loss for whatever reason. And there's loss inside the plant too, but that's a little harder to get
There's
to.
a portion of it. And our last calculations, we were right around 19%, which is a little high, but is not troubling high. The standard formerly had been 20%, now it's 10% or 15%, so we're close in there. A lot of it has to do with our older meters, and we're losing accuracy on that, which is why it's in our upcoming CIP to do a metering project.
Question, that there's quite an anomaly on your graph.
Correct.
Is there a reason for that? That's kind of,
Well, it's built on two different cycles, residential cycles. One residential cycle is smaller than the other, so that's why there's the sawtooth. There's
well,
probably also,
specifically the one around like 5/1/25.
yeah, that was an anomaly, and I don't have the answer as to why it's an anomaly, other than we've been tracking it, and it corrected itself, so.
Okay.
But of course, that anomaly corresponded with sewer consumption as well, so. Oops. What are you doing? Okay. I've argued with myself all month long what to do regarding rates. Best business practice in utilities is to have a nominal inflationary rate increase on the consumption. That way, we're not catching our customers when we have a big need with a significant, 10 and 15% rate increase. A lot of utilities do that, and it creates unnecessary angst amongst the community. So in this particular budget, I am proposing a 3% increase. CIP was 2.7, and it's only on the consumption charge. No proposed increases at all on the base service charges. And if the effect of that, the net effect of that would be $1 on a water customer and $1.55 on a sewer customer. Trying to keep it nominal.
That's the average per bill.
That's based on 4,000 gallons of consumption. And that's it. When we go to our metering program, it's an opportune time to come away from the 100 cubic feet that the authority has historically utilized and go to the gallons, which everybody in the industry is using. The original meters for water consumption were formerly gas meters that had the 100 cubic feet on
I
them.
did not know that.
And the story I was given why Amherst stayed with the 100 cubic feet is the old disc meters, as it circles around for 100 cubic feet, is less rotations than in a gallon for 1,000 gallons, and it's less wear on the disc meters. Meters now are electronic, so that argument goes away, and we can go to something our customers can understand, and we don't have to explain what 100 cubic feet, 7.48 gallons per cubic foot and all of that. So it'll make things cleaner for our customers. Here are where the operating revenues are coming from. And these revenue projections and all are from our system. It's not from the county finance system, because it's still a work in progress. So it's the best numbers we've got. I maintain estimating $240,000 in interest income. I think we can easily do that. I did increase the antenna rental, as we'll be receiving rental from Verizon for the Littleton tank. Now, also, all these numbers were sent to you in a spreadsheet, and I can pull the spreadsheet up with more details if that's what we need to do after I finish this.
Tim, was that 3% included in your budget already?
Yes. Yes, it is. And it's not a lot of dollars in the grand scheme of things, but it is included. And then here's our operating expenses, and I think previous, it was $5,514,000, and that's $5,513,000. Trying to keep things fairly straight lined. We do have inflation hitting us with all of the fuel and the chemical and the delivery charges that we're receiving on things, but we're trying to keep things in par.
Hey, go back one. As far as
Sure.
electricity use, it's broken down in various, how's it broken down in there? Is that your, just,
Our electricity it's a particular line item in water treatment expense,
okay,
sewer pumping expense, treatment expense, our admin.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the revenue, our total capital budget, proposing to have $8 million roughly in revenues for capital and a little over $7 million in projects with close to $900,000 in principal payments that we have to make, leaving us a net of $33,000.
Not necessarily revenue, just 8 million in funds available.
Funds available.
Okay, so at the end of the year, we'll have just under $1 million in funds available. 900, it says debt, excuse me, I'm reading debt principal, and I thought she
End of the
said
year, we'll have
$33,000 in debt.
and undesignated projects, capital projects. The revenues.
Could you go back, let's talk just debt principal, but that payment's gotta come out of that's an expense, it's not a capital expense, the debt principal's not.
Principal is actually a capital.
Principal is, so that's the
interest-
principal only?
I showed the interest on the operating
Yeah,
and the principal on the,
but it's a cash expense.
it's all
not-
cash going out.
Yeah, $900,000 in cash going out.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Then again, this is consistent with what I had shown the previous. Now, at the last meeting, I mentioned that we did not receive the FEMA grant for the generator, but we are still in line for it should a project above choose not to move forward. So I left it in there, hoping something happens. If that funding does not come, that project doesn't happen. I'm not spending money we don't have. So,
Tim, in this too, you've got the automatic meter infrastructure.
Correct.
Will that cover all of the meters, or is that?
it's to cover all of the complete meter change out.
So everything will go automatic?
Yes. That is the goal of that project. Then again, here are the projects. We have $1.5 million, which is a significant project, which is the Route 130 water line that is under design now. Be wrapping that up. VDOT has given us comments. We're responding to those. And then we're under design for the Route 210 12-inch water main as well. Then here's where the principal comes out of. And then there's also, within the city, there are smaller capital projects that they don't take debt service for. And it's what they call the pay-as-you-go deal, and we budgeted $80,000 for that. This past year, it was $22,000 were spent in that particular item. But that's where that $900,000 number comes from. So, what I'm asking from the board today is authorization to advertise the rates that we're showing to you with a 3% on the consumption for a public hearing at our next regular meeting, which is June 2nd. not asking for any approval of the budget or approval of the rates. If indeed you as a board choose not to approve that rate increase, that's, we'll have to adjust the budget. But that's what I'm asking for this afternoon.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Castillo. Does the board have any questions regarding the information we just received?
Yeah, excuse me. Mr. Castillo, it would be nice, and maybe it's in our financial statements, if I can go back and look, but just a projection of next year's cash flow and where the balance sheet stands at the end of the fiscal year, as best we know.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
here, I just, this morning, received the statements, and you can see where we are cash-wise at the end of April. We are at $9,081,000 in total cash available to us today if we have to spend it.
And where do we start our fiscal, let's see.
We started
At
It's
6 point,
was to July 30. Actually, June 30 was 7.4. So we have gained considerably.
and what do our financial advisors, where do they say we should be as far as holding cash?
We should be at 50% is what our policy is, 50% of our budget for cash. And that's because the county, I believe, is 20%. That's what I recall reading. But our industry is far more capital intensive. So should something major happen, having that kind of cash available for quick needs is crucial. That's best business practice.
Tim, going till April, does that include paying back, like, where we paid off those notes?
Everything has paid off.
Yeah, but have we done the payment back to the county and all
Yes,
too?
all of that was done.
So that
All that
nine-
is included.
9
All that is
million's
included.
after all said and done.
All said and done, the county did receive the $180,000 transferred to them. I think it was the 20th. No, it's in your report there when that was done. We also paid to the IRS, and they received it I know on the 20th, because it came out of our bank statement then. Close to over $800,000 of arbitrage, which was in excess interest that we earned, because those were debt-free bonds. So,
Tim, I guess too, just real quick, so I'm just trying to think about it on the budget. I mean, how many water service members do we have roughly?
roughly 6,600. 65 to 6,600,
Okay, and then how many sewer members?
roughly 1,100.
I mean, at the end of the day, if it's only $1 per person, I mean, we're really only talking about, this increase is only giving you about $7,000 is really all it boils down to, right?
A month.
I mean, a month, yeah, absolutely, but.
It's not
Yeah.
a big financial impact, but it keeps us from having to make a big financial impact.
It's about $500,000, isn't it?
We have,
7,000, it'd be, what, 84,000 a year?
Service charge from water goes from 3.8 to 4.2.
yeah,
Or 4.3 is
We-
the
we have-
budget,
we
excuse
have-
me,
we have-
3.8 to 4.3. That's what-
we've experienced increased consumption from some of our commercial customers that have joined this past couple of years, the medical centers, some of the restaurants. I know Amazon is online, at least they're using a little bit of water now. There's continued growth. We're having, this Trevor Gillespie guy is building a few houses here and there, but there's others that are building houses as well. There are a number of projects that are currently under construction that will result in additional customers and additional demand and revenue, therefore additional revenue.
Well, and I guess too, there's savings on the automatic meter systems. Isn't
There will be some savings. One of the things that we're gonna be more accurate, so there are a number of older meters that have slowed down over the years. So that will get caught up in more revenue. We'll be able to go from a bi-monthly billing to a monthly billing, monthly reading and all of that. One of the things that does impact our numbers here is our adjustment policy. And I understand why the authority has that policy, because we're reading every 2 months. If someone shortly after we read has a leak and it's not discovered for 2 months, an astronomical bill can come up. And that's not fair to our customers. But with an AMI project, we'll be on track on a monthly basis. We won't have to make those kind of adjustments. And our customers themselves will be able to set their accounts up, so if there is any abnormal usage, they will be receiving notifications as well. All of that will work towards improving our revenue picture as well as maintaining our demands. It's the best of both worlds with that project.
Any other questions, board?
So just thinking about cash position. So it looks like our cash position, we anticipate $500,000 more of revenue, about a $400,000 cushion. Yeah, and thinking about what's going on in the Middle East and fuel prices, and we could have costs going up significantly, I think it's a good idea to have some cushion in the budget right now. So I'm supportive of that. Also, you're right, it is best practices, that way it keeps shocks out, because you're running a lean operation. It's not like we can reduce costs anymore that I can see, otherwise I think we'd already be talking about it. So that makes sense. So back to cash position. So we're up, assuming everything holds as planned, up 433,000. Then we'll pull back another 908,000. So it'll be basically a cash loss of about 500,000 over the years. So our cash position, if our budgeting holds true, will fall about $500,000. I think we need to look at where optimally we should be. I said our goal is 50%, which means we should be, well, we've got more cash than we need, it seems like.
And some of our particularly our large projects, if we can receive some favorable funding using somebody else's money, that's always a good thing. Or else we have the cash to do some of our projects, such as our operations center that we do need.
Yep, okay. So my point is, I think we should be looking at opportunities if we do have more cash than our policy states, than our financial advisors need. How can we put that to work in a way that's best to the long-term benefit of the service area?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Castillo. I appreciate this budget. I know that in previous years, we've had some larger increases, 6%, 8%, maybe going back 2 or 3 years. So I appreciate this budget and maintaining just a 3% increase on the people of the community, because a lot of people are struggling and.
'Cause that's the other thing that I've really worked on this past year is affordability. We have a significant portion of our customers who are in the lower to moderate income areas. We cannot price ourselves so they can't have the resource that they need. It's a very fine juggling act.
Can I just say one thing, though? My only thing that I think is, even with the budget increase, I think it's smart to stay with inflation, but at the same token, we've got a big change that we're doing with the automatic reading systems. We've got a lot of bigger growth coming to the area, and we're in a good, solid cash position. I mean, to me, I almost think that you want to let it shake out for a year and see where we're sitting in another year before we start talking an increase. I mean, I know it's good to stay with inflation, but at the same token, I think we've got a lot of stuff working in our favor instead of against us.
That was the argument I had all month.
And I was arguing about, or thinking that myself, but the unknown and what's going on in the straight and oil and gas prices is what And what other chemical costs are gonna increase we might not know about. So I like the buffer there. I'm thinking of it as like a contingency in the budget.
All right, any other questions?
I'd make a motion that the ACSA board approve the ACSA's executive director's request to advertise for a public hearing on June the 2nd, 2026 for FY '27 rate adjustments.
Motion on the floor by Mr. Martin. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, next we have our informational report.
A couple things that have not, that just came up, that haven't had a chance to get into the report. One actually happened Thursday. Comcast had a major internet outage in our area. And as of 11:45, when I left the office, that still has yet to be returned to us. They're arguing right now as to what the actual issue is. Maybe in our actual router, we have a static IP address. And when everything came back up, it did not pick our IP address up. So hopefully by the time I get back to the office after this meeting, we will be back in live. What that has caused, though, is our telephone system is voice over IP. So that has been an issue. And moreover, our customers who use our various online payment methods do not have access to that because it resides on our server. As part of our IT master plan, we were looking at upgrading our server because it's reaching the end of its useful life, or going to a cloud-based server. And so we're leaning towards going to the cloud-based server as soon as we have enough internet to be able to do something like that. Because even without internet service to our building, if it's in a cloud base, our customer business practices could still happen. So that's something we have been having all kinds of excitement with in our office.
And how long has that been down?
Thursday.
Since last Thursday?
This past Thursday, they claimed they had us back up online Friday. We told them no.
Have you done any press releases about the outage, that you can't receive phone calls and?
We've been talking, we have a phone system, our phone answering service is giving us emails, and we have apps on our phone, on our cell phone, so we're actually able to do that and tell people, hey, this is our issue, and we will be getting back to you when it's resolved.
What about payments? Is anybody gonna incur a late payment
No.
because of that?
No, we will make sure there are no late fees nor disconnects resulting from this issue.
Okay.
That is- We actually, previous week was the disconnect weekend day anyway, so we have some time on that. But we'll be working with all of our customers to make sure that they're all straight and there's no negative impact to them.
It may be worthwhile to issue the press release, whether you get it back on or not, saying this happened, this is what we're doing about it as far as late
I can
payments.
do that. I can do that.
Okay, Matt?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We have internet at the office. I just received a message, we have internet at the office.
Oh, well, good.
So I'm glad, I appreciate you taking care of it for me. But anyways, that's been a challenge. And then also I received today a notice from VRA, who is our bondholders, that we are overdue on our annual audit that we're supposed to provide to them. I had noted to them back at first of the year when it was due, what was going on within the county finance system. So I will be sending them information as to an unaudited statement, so they at least have something for their records. So, going through the information report, Thursday I will be meeting with the Versa staff to see what they can offer us for us in insurances, to see if if it's comparable with Vacor, the services that Versa offers versus the services Vacor offers, et cetera, particularly within our safety programs. On Friday, I received an email on our water withdrawal permit from DEQ that sometime this week I will be receiving the latest version of our permit. You do have in your package a projection showing that based on our withdrawals and consumptions and all of that, our negotiated values of 3 million gallons per day, 58 million gallons per month, and 675 million gallons is pretty much on track with what we need for the permit period without going to a mandatory raw water pumping station from the James. The permit will allow us to pull 3 million gallons from the James to restore the Grand Creek Reservoir, should it need it. Using a temporary pump and all of that. We actually did the cost analysis on that. And if we were to run that pump for a month, it would be roughly $100,000 versus 15 to $20 million for a raw water pump that we don't only use intermittently. So unless something significantly changes with growth, requiring us to need additional water, we are good with this permit cycle. If indeed it does happen, that we foresee that we're going to need additional raw water, it's a minor permit modification. DQ's already, we've had the conversations about it, so it should not be a big issue to get more. At that point, we would need to look seriously at the raw water pumping station.
So if I'm reading, Mr. Chair, if I'm reading the graph correctly, we're about roughly 1.2 million gallons. We have that much more capacity per day than what we're using,
Correct.
than what we could use?
What we could use on a daily,
Okay.
for a daily max, yes, that's correct. And then it's 58 million gallons a month.
And with that projection, that takes us out to 2040, and we'd still be below it,
Correct.
unless some big water users.
Unless some
come in.
significant water users show up. Correct.
But that's, oh, excuse me,
Go ahead.
that's our withdrawal, what we can withdraw, not necessarily what we can treat.
Well, our treatment capacity is 3 million gallons,
Okay, well,
so we're good with treatment.
then
And it
yeah,
actually was
bring them in.
It was designed for 4 million gallons. We would have to get it re-permitted for 4.
So just a question, it's been relatively dry this year.
Correct.
How's the flows of the creek and,
We're doing today we were doing 80% creek, 20% reservoir.
okay,
So we're doing okay. We haven't touched the reservoir much at all.
all right.
And then also noted, well, I appreciated Mr. Neviker's availability to help us out getting this permit. In the future, I may bring his services to the board, just so we make sure if we have to do something with a permit, we'll have our own data and not rely solely on the state's. So we did start on April 20th, our unidirectional flushing, and a number of hydrants were flushed. We're going to continue that on a monthly basis here until we get it all done. The bank stabilization project is moving along very well. The upper left picture shows the remaining part that needs stone put on of the whole project. Shows where we actually have our sewer line that was exposed is now undercover and protected. And the project is moving along very well. We anticipate closing it out at the end of May, weather permitting, and the weather has been relatively good for us that way. I appreciate the authorization for that change order to put in the 2 culverts to make that a better long-term project. The Gateway project. Conversation with Mr. Morcom and with Hurt and Profit, they had done all of their test pits, their geo explorations. They went 20 feet deep and either found no rock or just very diggable rock. So they were very happy with that. By changing how we actually made the connections and the materials that we used in a couple areas, we ended up with a $52,000 change order for cost savings, which you approved, and I appreciate that as well. Crabapple Lane, there's been contacting the remaining 10 property owners. I actually have one who owns 2 properties. They're interested. They're going to get back to me with that, and had one call me back today as a definite yes. So we should be close to having the right number of people to move that project forward. I'll bring that at the next meeting. I do have a new sewer project that I'll be exploring as far as the cost and all of that on Pomona Drive. There is currently a septic failure at those locations, so I'm trying to deal with that. Everything else is in the report. Any questions regarding any of those issues?
No questions? All right, well, thank you, Mr. Castillo. If there's no questions, we'll move on to citizen comments. I see none. And, Mr. Campbell, you have any matters?
Have a matter, but I do have a question. I kind of question off of Mr. Martin's earlier question, but people historically, at the end of the year, we were doing write-offs for bills that hadn't been paid by certain customers of the service authority. We still do that, correct?
We do that, well, we do it twice a year, so it's
You
not.
do it twice. What is the average of write-offs?
It's 10 or, last one was 20-some thousand total.
Okay. So,
And we also, Charlene uses a program through the state where any tax refunds or anything like that become available to us, and we've recouped quite a bit of our write-offs through that program. And I commend her for her efforts on that, because that is not a fun program to maneuver through.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr.
Gillespie?
No, sir.
Mr. Para?
I just want to compliment you and staff on the inspection report from VOSHA. That's glad to hear it was not a complaint-generated report, and that you just have some minor items, and the team was complimentary. That's excellent.
We were very pleased to have that kind of report as well. I think there was actually dancing in the water plant afterwards.
Careful, careful. That's a slip-fall hazard.
Mr. Martin?
Yeah, thank you for your continued work on the flushing of the hydrants and the maintenance. And overall, thank you to you and your staff. I think you guys are doing exceptional work, and it shows. So that's it.
I'll be glad to pass that word along, so thank you for that.
Yeah, I would say the same thing as well. I have nothing, but we certainly do appreciate all the work that they've done and what you've done. I was up on Briarcliff and noticed some of the work that they were doing, but it just so down the street, there was this huge pit going through someone's yard. I'm like, what in the world is that? And I think it's they were doing gas line work
They are.
right down the street.
Yeah, the gas line crosses Briarcliff, and they're rewrapping the pipeline.
Okay, so does that really affect you all? Because that's like,
We have to cross that line, and we're coordinating that with them.
all right. Well, I will go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Motion on the floor by Mr. Campbell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you. Everybody made it?
Yeah, wheel smoking, I get it.
Not really on time, but hey, it's all there.
Yeah, you got into the, yeah.
How are you?
Good, man, how are you?
Good, doing well.
Yeah, just keeping you busy these days.
What's that?
Just keeping you busy.
see you, gentlemen. Hope you have a short meeting tonight.
I hope so too. I'll be glad to get this budget out the way. How you doing, Mr. Popovich?